Community bands give lapsed musicians an excuse to dig their old instruments out of the closet. But for members of this community band, it's not just their instruments that have come out.
We allow straight people in the band. We don't hold that against them.
It's called Band Together, and it's open to anyone who can play an instrument. But it was initially formed to give members of the LGBTQ+ community a safe place to play music and a place just to play.
It's a hugely social thing. Hugely.
1, 2, ready, and.
Gary Reynolds first put Band Together in 1997. The goal was simply to march in the St. Louis Pride Parade. And they did. And they have ever since. But today, what started with just 10 musicians is now a roster of 170, and the people on the list are as diverse as the music the band performs.
Earlier, it was probably more 2/3 men and mostly gay. Now, I would say we probably have about 30% are straight allies, which has been a real nice change.
Everybody's entirely welcoming, and we're just a big family.
Annie Tikacek is one of those straight allies, but she says she's had to face some of the same difficulties as many of the gay and lesbian members of the band, simply because she is in the band.
My mom has kind of given me a side eye, just being like, make sure you don't tell your uncle, or, like, don't invite him, he wouldn't want to go.
In the first 5 years of the organization, it was not uncommon for me to have members ask that they didn't have their name listed in the program. When we would march in the Pride Parade, they would ask if they could be positioned in the middle and not on the sides, so that way if the news was covering the parade, that they wouldn't be on camera.
At the Mardi Gras parade in 1998, they ended up needing a police escort to finish the route.
We had balloons that had filled with helium that lined our float, and this person came by with a cigarette and started popping each of them, and he said, "You're all a bunch of faggots." And just then, one of my band members stood up and stopped playing, and I thought, this is it, we're about to all be in a big fight. And right then, the police happened to show up and escorted us the rest of the way. We appreciate where we are now so much more, because that was less than 20 years ago.
To think of Band Together as just a band for the gay and lesbian community is not only inaccurate, it's selling it short.
We have a good sound. I mean, this is a good band.
Some people who have memories of their high school bands, and there's a lot of high school bands that are, well, because it's high school. When I came around, there were about 25 people or so, maybe 30 at the most, and it was a young band. Pieces that we perform easily now was a challenge back then. Now, we can sight read pieces that I don't even know if the band could have done back then. So they've grown musically as well as in size and ability, but we still have all ability levels within the band.
Band Together is more than just a community band. It's a community, a diverse family, playing in unison, on stage and off.
2 years ago, I had a really horrible thing happen. I had a mistaken surgery, and I was on the edge, to say the least. This family helped pull me through.
The point is that we're all embraced and loved by one another. It's just a very safe and loving space.
1, 2, ready, and.